Hello, everybody. I have a message that's coming through, and I was just talking to a very close friend of mine who is, she's a healer, but she works with the physical body and she runs a gym. And right now, obviously, they're being affected by everything that's going on. And I had a lot of stuff that started coming through that I felt like I really should share with the collective. So I'm trying to remember some of the things that I said, but here's the gist of it. And I said this earlier on a live stream. I said this earlier in the training that I did this morning, which I'll touch on in a second. But right now, a lot of people most people in the world are being pulled into like root chakra stuff, right? They're getting pulled all the way into safety, their own sense of safety, their own sense of stability, their own fears, right? Our fears are happening at that level, very, very root chakra level. And when this happens for people is normally when they start to ask themselves questions about why things are the way they are. They start to notice patterns about themselves. They start to do essentially beginner shadow work, right? People start to get curious when they have these levels of fears activated within them, because this is when shit starts to get real. Like, this is when you start to just think, okay, well, anything goes, I guess, so I should really just like live my life. This is when a lot of people are doing this. And when you have the world being quarantined the way that it is, and you have people inside their homes, like everything slows down for them, meaning that they start to notice more of what they're doing. They start to notice more of, hey, Emily, they start to notice more of what they're like feeling, and start to develop awareness around their physical body. They start to, developing awareness around their thoughts. And this is important. This is an important time for healers. This is such an important time for healers, because the world is like literally being put through essentially a massive awakening. Like let's just call it what it is. Like, this is like a massive awakening. People are really starting to like look inward and say, who am I? What am I about? What's my deal here? What's my purpose? What do I have to do before I go? These things are coming up for people at a literal global scale. And this is the work that you have been doing on your own, within your own self, and with your clients for years now, or however long it's been. You have the language, you have the tools, you have all of these things that hopefully have been a part of your practice, like meditation and journaling, and like asking yourself questions and getting feedback from people. You're getting all of this stuff from your experience, and you can actually share that with the world, who's like very suddenly had to face themselves, very suddenly had to become aware of where they're at. They have to become aware of all of these things, and you have the tools to support this at a global scale, which is why I'm showing up with this energy, which is why I'm showing up, doing the free training I did this morning, which, by the way, I've left the replay free until tomorrow night. This is an important, time, and I want as many people to know, to see this as they can, because in it, I go from idea to like marketing your business. So for people who rely solely on their like physical location, especially, but really it's relevant to any person who's a healer or a coach in the world. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be helpful no matter what. So with that being said, you guys have the tools, you guys have the skills, the experience, all of the different things that the world needs right now. And we're going to put a pin in that for a second. The second thing is, the world is consuming more content than ever. Literally ever. The world is consuming more content than ever. Half of the entire globe is on social media right now. I was reading that earlier. My sister sent me that. And I was like, what? That's like, what, 4 billion people or something? So, 3 billion people are on social media right now. That's the highest number ever. And not to rant on TikTok for a second, but 1.5 billion of those people have downloaded TikTok. So that's like, of the 3 billion or 4 billion, half of them are on TikTok. Just so you know what that's about, And so you have the world right now who is social distancing, hopefully, keeping themselves away from public places. And so they're on their phone. They're on their phone because this is just how we cope as people. We're, watching the news and being with friends and on social media basically all day now because people don't have work to do. They don't have like their jobs or if they are working from home, it's still more relaxed. So they're on their phones and they're consuming content. Right now, the level of creators versus consumers in the world is like way skewed. There's way, way, way more people who are consuming content than people who are creating content. And if you are creating content right now, it's going to set you apart for the rest of the life of your business and your own life. Even if you're developing a personal brand, if you start to voice your opinions and put your content out right now and start utilizing your voice to be an agent of change or just to share what you're thinking, like you're setting yourself up financially in the new economy. After all of this is, passed through, we're never going to be the same. Like as a world, we're never going to be the same. Like, period. It's just, we don't go back to that. We don't go back from that and leave, go back exactly to how things were. There's already so much that has happened in this little tiny shutdown that we've had in Italy. There's fish in the canals. There's dolphins like all up in there. And it's been shut off for like what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? So like the world is resetting itself and we're having to learn a whole new way of connecting with people. It's going to take a lot of people are going to be hermited for a very long time, regardless of how quickly things pass through. If you're immunocompromised, you have to be so, safe. And so a lot of these people are going to be, locked up for a long time inside their house. And like, if you have something within you that can help them right now, like you have to get it out. Like, this is no longer an option, you guys. This is, I keep saying this, but like, the time is now. Like literally, dress rehearsal's over. It's cute that, we've been doing this whole business thing. Like we've been doing this whole business thing and cool, great. But like now, like what do we have to lose? Like everything is on the line. Like this is do or die time, literally for a lot of people. You know what I mean? And so I'm not saying that you need to get worked up and like scared. No, I'm saying that like, this is, if you're ever gonna pull one out of your ass and like go for it, do it right now. Do it right now, please, because you're gonna help a lot of people. You could potentially financially set yourself up if you're smart about it. If you have some low ticket offers and you have some, little things for people to buy as you're building your brand, you can actually make a decent living selling low ticket products. And I fully believe that. I've seen it happen across many, many people who become TikTok famous. They start to sell, printed hoodies and things like that. And those are like low ticket offers, you know what I mean? They're like in the 30s and 40s relative. You don't have to have someone, like coaching with you in order for you to have an impact. And I just have to say that because there's so many ways to make an impact now. And obviously creating content is going to be one of them. So you can start now. Everyone literally can start tonight creating some piece of content that says something, and a good question to ask yourself is, what does my soulmate client need to hear right now? What do they need from me right now? What energy can I send out to my people, right? And you ask yourself that, you're going to get an answer. You're going to get an answer. You're going to feel it out because your soulmate client is a real, group of people here. Hey, Bina, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing all the comments and then they're all showing up like really quickly. So I'm sorry if I've missed anything. I'll go back through later and chat with you. I just got to get this out. So here's the thing. You don't have to have this like really high touch, one-on-one container to make an impact. You can make an impact by sharing your message, by being unapologetically yourself. Hey, Tyler, by really just showing up and like creating right now. Like just create. Okay. And a note on creating, I think a lot of us are going to start experiencing very, very quick like manifestations because the energy right now is so chaotic. Things are showing up and being intense like immediately. A lot of people are confirming this. It's true in my life. I have had so many people tell me, oh my gosh, in February I met this person. It's suddenly we're like moving in together, or like you have all of these different little things that are happening in the collective right now. Everything's just very chaotic. And so use your power as a creator. If you know how to make thoughts into things, like remember that, because it works for better or for worse. If you know how to make things happen for yourself, this is the time to use your imagination for the highest good of all. If you know how to create, if you can cultivate things, if you can hold space for the world right now, like if you can hold space for one person, but like right now there's going to be a lot of people who are looking for answers, looking within, starting to like wonder what is going on here. And this is literally what you've been training to do. You know, for those of you who do feel the call to support the collective, right? I'm not saying everybody has to feel the call to support the collective. If you just want to work with 1 or 2 clients at a time and live your life, fine, cool. Like, I don't have an issue with that. I'm, however, talking to the people who have known their entire life that they're put here for this moment. Like, you just know, like, you're here now and you're like, oh, it's time. Like, let's go. Like, you feel that sense of urgency. You resonate with my urgency. That's who I'm talking to. Okay? Because if you're feeling this call, like, there's no way this could be manufactured. Like, I can't make, if you're feeling it, there's no way I'm making you feel it. I'm holding a certain energy and you're vibrating. Cool. Like, you get it. You get it. If you don't get it, that's fine. I don't want to explain it. If you don't get it, then cool, whatever. So here's the deal, guys. Like, there's a lot of people who are, I want to say this for the people who are offline business owners who are now suddenly like building an online business, or if you're just now taking your business online, right, in any way. Yeah, I keep saying that, being a creative for such a moment as this, like, this is totally that for me. And you guys can all tell, like, that's why everybody's on here right now, because you see that I'm engaged on my purpose. But what I was going to say is, what was I going to say? Oh, this energy is so intense, you guys. Like, it is so intense. Like, I feel like, oh yeah. Like, I have felt, you know, this moment building up for so long. Like, I have felt, you know, the questions I started to ask myself, the places where I started to really become aware of myself more, for those of you who don't know, the last 2 years of my life have been, or 3 years or so, have been so intense. Some of you knew, so Twyla knows. Yeah, like, I've talked to her about this. It has been horrible. And I have shown up to the best of my ability to support people, to like be a light, and I love it, and I totally would do it the same way again. However, like, the things that I went through, the pain that I went through, the questions that I had to ask myself through, you know, nursing that heartbreak or whatever, like, that led me to right here, right now with you guys. Hopefully activating some of you, hopefully turning it on and getting you off your ass and realizing how serious this is. Not in a like, oh my gosh, everything's doom and gloom kind of way, but you have the opportunity of a lifetime if you already have an expertise within you that you can start to create content around. This is it. Like, the economy for the next few months is going to be this. And if you start to set yourself up in this capacity and you do well, you're not going to stop doing well when the economy goes back. No, you're at this point of the game, like, your brand is currency. Like, your brand is how you get paid. Your clout is important. Like, these things actually are starting to matter. And for those of you guys who have been, oh, I don't want to be an influencer, I don't want to do that, you know, no, just, I'm over here. For those of you that have been there, it's going to be a little bit of a wake-up call, because if you do not strive to be an influencer in this space, there's going to be so many of us who are rising up, and people aren't, you know, it's going to be a different way of marketing. Like, you really, really want to start thinking about healing whatever is up in there when you start to think about yourself as an influencer. Do you feel like you're gonna be like a douche, like, or something? Like, what is your deal? Like actually ask yourself these questions, because I find that there's a lot of general anxiety around that word, and people aren't doing the work to say, what is that about me that's so resistant to that idea? So please do that. Like, if you get nothing else from this live stream, oh, Maximilian, hello. if you get nothing else from this live stream, I want you to start actually asking yourself, what is my deal with getting attention for what I love talking about? What's wrong with that? Why do I have an issue with that? Like, what? You know what I mean? And ask yourself, because you're going to get some good answers there, and it'll give you some shit to work on. You know what I mean? It'll give you some direction to take this or whatever. But like, here's the deal, guys. Like, this is, an amazing time. Obviously, I've talked about that. I've been talking about that. There's so much that has led up to this, but I want to talk a little bit about my purpose here and like why I'm so lit up. Like, I see myself as someone who's going to help like the world in terms of keeping healers in business right now. Because if all of you guys go out of business and like have to go get like jobs, I don't know, McDonald's or something, I don't know, like that's not going to be good for the world. That's not. You guys need to stay in business right now. Like, please. So like, let's get strategic. Let's start thinking, okay, what can I create? How can I build my audience right now? Right now, it's not about trying to retain all of your previous clients or trying to do things the way that you were doing them. Right now is the time to think outside of the box. 3 weeks ago, or maybe even a month ago, none of us could have imagined what we're experiencing right now. You know what I mean? Unless you're already on like, the Eastern Hemisphere, you had no idea how much this would come to affect us here, especially in the US and, Canada and surrounding areas. We had no clue how this was going to happen. And yet here it is. If anything is possible, why can't we use that same chaotic, creative energy to make something awesome happen right now? You know what I mean? And this is for those who do feel that call. This is not for, if I'm not trying to make anyone feel this call. If you resonate, awesome, but if you do resonate, I need you to know that this is time sensitive. Like, please do not dilly-dally with perfecting. Please do not dilly-dally with like, oh, I gotta really think it through. Just ship, just launch now. You know what I mean? And this is your content. This doesn't have to be like an offer, like a paid offer, but start talking about why you think the way you think and how you view the world and what you believe to be true and all of these different things. Please just start talking about it so then people know where to gather, because people are there's a power vacuum being created right now, period, right? The structures that are falling in the world, trust is all over the place, right? People are going to take advantage of the people who aren't thinking for themselves. Okay, and this is just straight up. Like, when people are in a state of mass hysteria, they're so easy to overtake. They're so easy to, you're just stunned. I was talking about the other day when I went to the grocery store, everyone looked so afraid. They looked like they had been like, they'd seen a ghost or something. They were so scared. And like, that kind of person, if I would have just been like, hey, go that way, they probably would have just turned. They probably would just go. So that the influence, the power of influence is about to grow tenfold, right? The power of influence is about to grow tenfold. And we need as many benevolent, loving, kind people to hold that influence as possible. Because if we are not on top of this, you guys, people will seize that vacuum. They'll take it, and then we have missed an opportunity of a millennia. You know what I mean? Of more than a lifetime. This is an opportunity to really shift the world here. You know what I mean? And so like, we have to seize that power. We cannot, if you feel this, you cannot just sit by. Like, it'll eat at you. He says, I've spent the last 2 years saying I would like to leave my job and focus on my business. I just got laid off. Now's the time. Oh man, so much. It's just all like, okay, you've been talking about this, you've been doing this, now like, let's go. Like, everyone is talking about stuff like that. Things being expedited. It's like timelines are shifting or something. Yeah, so yeah, like, you have to, first things first, you guys, master your energy right now. Like, really get on your shit with the journaling and the tapping and the meditating. Like, actually fucking do it. Okay, don't just talk about it. Please do it right now, because you need to maintain your body right now more than ever, right? There's like a literal pathogen. You do not need fear suppressing your immune system right now. Please do your work to get this together. Just get yourself together right now so that you are able to then influence. Otherwise, the vacuum, you're gonna get, you're gonna be, it's like that Grant Cardone book, Sell or Be Sold. Like, you're gonna be, you guys get what I'm saying, right? Like, you're going to be pulled in the direction of whatever's happening. So please actually do the things that you talk about, because I know a lot of us talk about them but don't do them. So please actually develop a practice right now. And like, just start using your voice. Like, just start using your voice. Get comfortable with sharing whatever kind of opinion you have. Like, and not, you don't want to be destructive, and you don't want to be violent, and you don't want to like downplay oppressive people. Like don't be that guy. Like, don't take this as an opportunity to say that. I want you to start sharing what you believe is possible. I want you to start sharing hope, being a light, like of some kind. Like, even if you're not necessarily being fluffy and motivational and whatever, you can still provide some clarity. You can still share your thoughts on, why you think things are going down a certain way, or even how you're responding to it, how you are responding to it. Like, how's it affecting your life? Is everything that's happening, like, is this all normal for everybody else? A lot of us are just like figuring it out. And I keep saying that whenever I do go out to the stores. I'm like, I'll try to put people at ease around me. I'm like, we're all just figuring it out. Like, and everyone laughs along because we are. Nobody taught us how to pandemic. Like, nobody taught us that. So we're all like, oh, geez, what here, and like, you have to have a lot of empathy, and compassion for people. Everyone's so scared. I was at the Asian market earlier, and a lady coughed in the produce section, and we all literally just started running from her. Like, it was instantaneous. We just started, like, I scooted. I was like, oh no. And I just went, and I turned back and realized, like, we had all just like run away from her. None of us were within 6 feet of her even, but it was just, oh God, you know what I mean? So right now it's such a sensitive time. We're all sitting on pins and needles. There's a lot of stuff happening. So like, you really got to take care of yourself energetically right now. Please, 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 please. Especially if you're working with people, come on, like from an ethical standpoint, like please be doing your work. And I don't know if there's anything else that I have to say right now, but I look forward to bringing this energy from now on, just so you guys know. Like, for those of you who are new to me, this is a new kind of expression for me. I do kind of rant a little bit, but this is new. So my longtime fans and friends are like, whoa. But I do look forward to coming to you guys with this energy more often. I recently had a conversation where someone's like, hey, I can tell you're so fired up, but you're like not really showing up that fired up. What's the deal? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me get on that. So here we are, like a couple days later, getting on that. Actually, it's been kind of building up. So yeah, no, I have not had any coffee today at all, actually. I did have something else, but not coffee. Yeah, so I think I got everything out that I needed to get out. I just hope that enough of you have a moment of clarity and you say, dude, I don't have anything to lose right now. My family's gonna need to eat. I'm gonna need to have I hope it clicks for you, like all of the reality of the situation so that you show up full fucking force, okay? Like, so that you're not doing this whole like, oh, I don't want that. Please don't even talk to me if you're in that energy right now. Get in here, be messy at it, suck at it. I don't care, but I need you out here, if you're a part of my people, because, yeah, no excuses. The time is now. Absolutely. And hey guys, I know a lot of you guys are still on here. I want to let you know I did do a free live training this morning. It's on my profile. If you just scroll a little bit, you'll see it. And it's for the replay. I left it up for free until tomorrow night, and then after that I will be selling the replay for $77. But it's completely free to go and check it out right now. It's an hour and a half long or so, and I go all over the place. So you definitely, if you're not gonna buy the replay, you want to go on there with like a notebook and like 3 hours to spend. Just saying, because there's a lot in there. And if anyone wants to get, if you don't find the link and you want to DM me, I can help you with that. People asked if I still have 111s left. I only have 2 left. I stopped marketing them when everything started changing for me, but I still have 2 111s left. Those are 60-minute 1 hour sessions that are 111. And then I still have 3 one-on-one spots left. So that's what I've got going on. I don't need you to buy anything. This is not the point of this, obviously, but you should know if you feel so compelled that I do have space for people right now. Yeah, I think that's it, you guys. Does anyone have questions? And also, if you got value out of this, or if you felt like it was awesome, please share it, expand my reach, all of that good stuff. Because I feel like right now is the time for me to start expanding this globally. I was driving today to, like I said, to the Asian market in the next town over, and I drove by like 15 chiropractors in like 2 square miles, who I'm thinking, oh my gosh, all of these people have had to shut their business down, but they have so much knowledge in their brains that could be making them money and so much experience with their work, and it just like continued to like make me so sad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, the 1.5 hour videos on my profile, Melissa, if you message me, if you can't see it, I'll send you the link. Or if anyone feels like dropping the link in the comments, that would be dope. It's on my profile somewhere. But, you know, what I was saying is like, I think that if nothing else, you guys, like starting to create right now, like starting to, like I said, take care of yourself, starting to create all of that stuff, like you'll be miles and miles ahead of the regular person. If you think about just how mass hysteria is affecting the world right now, like, and you have these tools, use them yourself. Like, you know, put the face mask on, put the face mask on, put it on for yourself, take care of yourself for a second, and then go out and start helping people. You know what I mean? But you can, as you're taking it, as you're processing your own emotions through this, you can share those too. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait until you're like 1,000% healed from this, you know, this situation to speak on it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, take care of yourself first before you start being a practitioner on other people, because that's ethical. Please, like, okay. Anyway. I hope this was valuable. Like I said, if it was, share it with your friends. It obviously helps me out. I love you all. I love you all. Okay, bye.